Everyone has the first Beatles song they ever heard. Mine was so long ago that I can't recall if it was She Loves You or I Want to Hold Your Hand. I Want to Hold Your Hand was the first of their songs to hit number one in the United States and would set the stage for the forthcoming British invasion. Although it's unclear, lost to time, the song may have come about because of the United States. Brian Epstein said that he wanted the group to write a song specifically for the US market, although some other people dispute this. The main reason behind them needing to do a US-specific song would have been due to Capitol not being interested in their previous material. The process of writing the song would be what John Lennon and Paul McCartney would later describe as eyeball to eyeball. They would sit facing each other and go back and forth writing the song on two guitars. After coming up with the line, "You got that something," Paul played a chord that made John go, "That's it! Do that again!" They came up with all this in the basement of Paul's girlfriend, Jane Asher. The group recorded the song on the 17th of October. It would be one of the first tracks they did using the 4-track studio system, the other being This Boy. This is also one of the songs the group recorded in German, along with She Loves You. I always thought that they did this because the group was paying tribute to their days in Hamburg, Germany, but I was actually wrong. Parlophone thought the group wouldn't do well in Germany unless they recorded some songs in that particular language. They didn't want to do these recordings either. They thought it was stupid, but they ended up doing it anyway. She Loves You was a monster hit, and people in the UK were ready for more Beatles. When the song was released, it destroyed the charts, and combined with all the press surrounding it, Beatlemania had officially begun. Meanwhile, in America, Brian Epstein finally felt he had the leverage to get the Beatles released via Capitol. Everything was set to go to release the song when the Beatles performed on The Ed Sullivan Show in January. But the best laid plans of mice and men. A young fan heard the Beatles and wrote her local radio station, WWDC in Washington, asking if the DJ Carol James could play one of their records. He was able to get a copy from British Overseas Airway Corporation. Carol got on and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time on air in the United States, here are the Beatles singing I Want to Hold Your Hand." Capitol heard about this and they threatened to sue him, but in the end they figured they may as well let it go and just ride the early success. They released the song officially the day after Christmas, 2 weeks before its intended date. Demand was so high that Capitol enlisted the help of Columbia and RCA to help press more copies of the single. At the time, the US consumers were more interested in singles than full albums, until the release of Meet the Beatles, which turned the tide. A company known as VJ would release their album introducing the Beatles 10 days before Meet the Beatles, causing confusion, legal battles, and the creation of one of the most valuable record pressings of all time. But that's another story for another time. This single, along with the 2 albums, brought Beatlemania to America, and the group was off and running. I like to think of this as the big bang for the Beatles. It started everything. The song was everywhere, with one reviewer saying, "It's been impossible to get a radio weather bulletin or a time signal without running into I Want to Hold Your Hand." What can be said about this song that hasn't already been said? It connects with us on such a basic and happy level. Everyone has that moment of connection with someone they love, where even something as simple as holding their hand makes them feel happy. This song lays the foundation for what makes the group's material so important. Music that people can relate to with their own lives and experiences, no matter how small those joys are. A special thanks to Reddit user Braden Murr for suggesting that I talk about this song. What do you think about it? Leave your comment below. Help support this channel by liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing, and I will see you guys next time.